Oh no! Someone left it open. Rift successfully closed. Hopefully nothing collided. In 5006, Sonic, Shadow, and Silver all work together to defeat Solaris. A multidimensional being surely must have caused a stir across said dimensions. Now, Sonic and Shadow, as well as most of the heroes, were relatively safe after the candle was blown out. Silver, though, he was erased as we knew him. The Silver we see after '06 was a different Silver than who we saw. But, what if another Solaris tier being saw the bravery displayed and decided that he would not let Silver be erased? What if Arceus saved Silver? In a blip in time-space within the Sonic continuity, Super Sonic, Shadow, and Silver just destroyed the core of Solaris, but have yet to finish it off. As Sonic and Elise talk within the past, Elise blows out the flame to reset everything, which would technically kill Silver, as we know him. But the ripples Solaris sent throughout caused other beings of that tier to take notice, and one of the beings in particular took notice of the erasure Silver was about to face, and decided to save him from such a fate, and saved him. Silver floats before a glowing light. Who? Sonic? Shadow? Child, your friends are okay. What happened? Is that you, Solaris? Calm thyself, child. You are victorious in defeating Solaris. Then, who are you? I am Arceus. I am not from your dimension, but I am still a god. I have saved you from your fate. You, along with the men you knew as Sonic and Shadow, were able to quell Solaris largely. But Sonic and Princess Elise had to blow out the candle that inspired the Duke of Soleon to awaken the halves of Solaris, which in turn erased this version of you from existence. And Blaze? I do not know. Silver looks away somberly. Child, I will ask you something. What is it? There are creatures in this universe, known as Pokémon. You need to learn all you can about them to exist in this world. Do them well, and do not wrong them. The humans of this world consider you one of them, though. Unlike most Pokemon, you are capable of speech with them. Silver nods in acknowledgement. As your rite of passage in this world, I ask of you one favor. Save the Hisui region. Afterwards, I shall grant you a reward. Silver nods once more. Arceus then glows brighter, and Silver notices a rift open below him, which pulls him in. Whoa! Silver falls downward from the peak of Mount Coronet, and a wind current blows him around, and just before he hits the ground, he uses his powers to stop the descent, and he lands on a beach in the Hisui region in the early 1800s. Laventon mentions steamboats, and those didn't exist until about 200 years ago, so you can suck it up. Besides, 200 years still counts as centuries. Professor Laventon finds him and is terrified of some new Pokemon just appearing. Silver spots him. Hey, is this Hisui? What? It speaks? Oh right, most Pokemon can't speak. Hello, I'm Silver. Silver the Hedgehog. You have a name? Well, of course I do. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Professor Laventon. Silver looks up the rifts in the sky. I was sent here to help with likely that. Oh, well, I currently would appreciate you helping me to catch some runaway Pokemon of mine. Silver notices the Cyndaquil, Oshawott, and Rowlet running amok. Oh, that should be easy. Silver glows blue and the Startermon freeze. Heh, it's no use! Professor, I can hold them still for you. What do you need me to do? Laventon quickly catches them in Pokeballs. Thanks, Silver. Perhaps I can show you Jubilife Village. Cleo might freak upon seeing you. Pokemon are dangerous. But you seem well-tempered. Yeah. Silver can't help but remember that he tried to kill Sonic recently. Silver and the Professor walk into the village. People mutter at the sight of Silver. Laventon first introduces Silver to Akari, his assistant. I don't voice girls very well, but I'd have literally used my normal voice for Ray anyway. Hi, Akari. I'm Silver, the Hedgehog. Akari and the people nearby are left in shock as he speaks. It speaks? Akari says. Aside from being called an it, yes, I do speak. Silver, I'd like to introduce you to Captain Silene. That way you'd be allowed to stay here. Why not just catch him? Akari says. I'm not sure it'll be right to catch someone that can directly speak with us. Akari nods some in agreement. Silver, Akari, and Laventon enter the Galaxy Hall. Captain Silene notices them bringing a strange Pokémon. You managed to catch this one? She asks. Not exact. Hey, I'm Silver the Hedgehog. The captain is in shock for a moment before shaking her head. So, this one can speak. I suppose that's significant enough for you to interrupt my work, she says. Well, I was actually going to ask if you could join the Survey Corps. Since he can speak, I'd assumed he'd be very useful. He even managed to catch 3 other Pokemon without breaking a sweat. He doesn't look like much. He's the same size as a barrel, she says. Well, let me show you what I can do then. Captain Silene raises her eyebrow and then informs him that he will be put through a test, and if he fails, he'll be left in the wilderness. Silver Little travels to an area where Akari watches him and tells him to help catch a Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx. Silver is easily able to get them caught, even the Shinx which attempted to attack him. Silver returns to the Galaxy Hall and is formally inducted into the Corps, and is told he must help complete the Pokédex. He's even given Pokeballs of his own, though he releases everyone he catches after they're fully researched. Soon, lightning strikes from the space-time rift he came through. Later he learns that it affected 5 noble Pokemon to go mad and start causing problems. Given his special skills, he's told to help quell them. Each noble Pokemon is overseen by a warden, which belongs to 2 clans. The Diamond and Pearl clans both believe in the almighty Sinnoh, but can't determine if Sinnoh controls time or space, and are led by Adaman and Narita, respectively. Silver also was quick enough to not need the ride Pokemon. He meets Warden Leon of the Pearl clan, who tells him of Lord Cleaver. I must say, you don't look like much smaller than even a Scyther, let alone a Clavor, let alone the Lord of the Woods. Trust me, I can handle this. Leon shakes his head. Even if by leave he could, I don't think just beating him will be enough. Perhaps if I give him his favorite food, it'll help quell him as you fight him. Silver thinks for a moment. Leon is more knowledgeable on Lord Cleaver. Right. I suppose I need to collect ingredients? Leon nods and Silver gathers the ingredients. So, how are we going to actually give him his offering? You said he was going on a frenzy? After a brief conversation, it was decided to use the bombs to help calm Cleavor. Silver enters the Grand Tree Arena. That's when the noble Cleavor in a golden aura attacked him. Silver readies his bombs and uses telekinesis to freeze the Cleavor in place. It's no use! The golden aura pulses and blasts Silver away. Then the noble swung his axe down as the hedgehog narrowly dodges. Looks like you'll be a problem. Silver fights head-on with the frenzied noble, taking a clear upper hand. But he's not playing around like Sonic would, and he's not dominating like Shadow would. He's being careful and only using as much force as necessary as he throws the bombs as well, eventually quelling the frenzy. I must admit, I thought you'd be down like those trees, but it looks like you were in complete control. It's what I do. Glad I was able to help. You seem a tad bit stronger than your average Pokemon. Well, I'm not the strongest hedgehog, truth be told. Another hedgehog named Shadow gave me a run for my money. I only beat another one named Sonic because he let his guard down. The others seem shocked to know that not only is Silver not the only hedgehog, but that he isn't the strongest. Here, Silver runs into Volo again. Silver had managed to grab some plates from Cleaver and Weirdeer. I saw the light fading into the sky. You must have quelled the Lord Pokemon. And what do you have there? Could it be? Ah, those are 2 of the fabled plates of old. Please let me have a look. Sure. Silver hands them over. I see. There are letters carved into them. Let's see. This one says, where all creation was born. That is the being's place of origin. It seems to be a phrase from a very old myth. How'd you come across these? From Weirdeer and Cleavor. I seem to have earned their favor. I see. So you were given the plates when you impressed Weirdeer and Cleavor? That's quite something indeed. My heart is practically racing with excitement. It is my guess that you'll find more plates like these scattered across Hisui. If we were to gather them all and decipher the scripts on them, we may uncover something absolutely amazing. The mysteries of the past. Oh, how they tickle my curiosity. What a joy to be alive in such times. Well, I must be on my way. Until next time. Silver isn't sure what to think of the odd fellow, but he thinks it's nice to have a friend. As the hedgehog explores Hisui, As the hedgehog explores Hisui, he comes across the Misfortune Sisters, Charm, Clover, and Coin. Aside from stealing a wall fragment, they poke fun at Silver's size. Needless to say, Silver doesn't take them seriously, easily beating them and sending them on the run.
So, I guess not everyone here is nice, huh?
Silver continues through the area until he meets to call Lilligant, Lady of the Ridge. He gathers the bombs meant for her and enters the Brava arena and prepares to play defensively. That's when she jumps in the air and misses him upon landing.
What?
He's suddenly hit by a shockwave of her landing. Gah! Silver rises in the air to fly as they start clashing. He takes total control of the fight, but she's putting better pressure on him than Cleaver did with her tricking timing. But he is eventually able to quell her as well. As Silver continues his adventure, Volo stops him again.
Why, hello there, Mr. Silver. Fancy running into you out here. Well, what are you doing here? Me? Oh, I'm on the hunt for some plates. How's your plate hunting going on, young friend? 4 plates so far. It seems as if you gain plates whenever you quell frenzied nobles, and when a great Pokemon recognizes you as worthy of bearing. Isn't that right? The way you've been collecting those plates. It reminds me of the ancient hero that once said to have battled against Almighty Sinnoh. You know, I've been wondering. The 10 Pokemon that are said to have followed the ancient hero, their powers are supposed to have come from the Almighty Sinnoh himself. Why would they seek to challenge Almighty Sinnoh along with the hero then? Perhaps we'll get some answers once we gather all the plates? Well, let's both do our best to find more, but please don't ever exert yourself. I hate for something to happen to one of our guild's loyal customers.
Silver continues on, meeting Polina and 2 Growliths, who immediately jump onto him. Dogs just really like Moby and hedgehogs. After he manages to get them off, he speaks to Polina.
I heard there's no frenzied noble here. Why is that?
Polina explains that the Lord of the Isles sacrificed himself to save his child, the smaller Growlithe, who hangs his head in sadness.
Hey, don't worry about it. I recently lost someone I cared for too.
As Silver explores the area, eventually the Misfortune Sisters mistake the Lord Growlithe for the future noble. Silver is infuriated by this, and he quickly finds each of them and demands they return him. Right before he attacks them, the smaller Growlithe evolves into Arcanine and scares the sisters off. Silver calms himself, but it doesn't last for long, as the newly evolved Arcanine is immediately put into a frenzy, and Silver quickly evacuates Growlithe and Polina.
Polina, we need to make bombs of his favorite foods so I can fight and quell his rampage.
Silver's more desperate for this one, considering he relates to the Arcanine. Polina and Silver quickly gather up and make bombs. Silver enters the Molten Arena. Silver prepares to fight the new Lord of the Isles, before Arcanine summons his flames to attack. He's suddenly reminded of Blaze, which freezes him in place, leading him to get hit by the massive dog, nearly being knocked into lava. Silver manages to regain his composure, and is careful to not hurt Arcanine as he fights. Eventually, Arcanine is quelled like the rest, and as thanks, the noble licks Silver's, well, everything.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He wipes his face. Silver continues to the Coronet Highlands, needing no help from Lady Sneasler as he can fly. Though, Melly, of course, causes problems. Welcome to Mewtwo Arena, the seat of Lord Electrode. Given that a tiny shrimp such as you can fly, I knew you'd reach this place. Like a total cheetah, you just skipped over all the obstacles laid out for everyone. Such a rude Pokemon. But such is life. Rude people will always exist.
I take it you're the warden?
I am Melly, and, as a member of the Diamond Clan, my highest calling is to please Almighty Sinnoh. And right now, that means I must protect my lord by stopping you where you stand.
What are you talking about? I'm trying to help him.
Melly laughs at Silver. You have to defeat me first, and you're tiny.
You're starting to, tick me off.
Oh no, the little talking Pokemon is scaring me. I guess my Skuntank will have need to protect me. Come out and let him get a whiff of your silent deadliness. Melly sends out his Skuntank. Silver attempts to throw the Skuntank away, but his telekinesis doesn't work. Dumb boy. Psychic types are useless against dark types. Silver immediately rushes forward and dodges the Skuntank's attack, and Roundhouse kicks it away effortlessly.
How did? Just a trick I picked up from a friend.
Well, let's make one thing clear. I didn't lose. You may have won, but there's a difference. I just lacked Time, yes. I'm afraid there simply wasn't enough time for me to raise my Pokemon nice and strong. This could be why Adamant is always going on and on about time being a precious thing. My word, the Diamond Clan and Almighty Sinnoh truly are never-ending fountains of wisdom. Stop talking and tell me how to... Yes. I know what comes next. You want me to tell you what pleases Lord Electro so I can make some balms for it. Well, I'm afraid I won't be able to help you, because I have completely forgotten what Electrode likes. Silver flares his nostrils. What's the matter? Upset? Too bad anger doesn't make bones. Silver uses his telekinesis on Melly. What's the meaning of this? Really Silver drags him directly to face. I faced 3 of these frenzied nobles. Tell me, what do you see when you look at your lord in this state? I see nothing but a Pokemon overcome with joy at being among Almighty Sinnoh's chosen ones. Silver scowls. He's in pain. He's suffering. How would you know? You just got here. Because I know what being in an angry frenzy is like. And you're telling me that you forgot what your lord likes? The lord you're in charge of? Or are you withholding it because you think he likes being like that? Either way, it makes you a horrible person. Adamant finally intervenes. Silver, drop him, please. Silver does so, and Millie stands. Adamant proceeds to tell Silver what Electrode likes. Adamant! I could hear you just now, you know. Are you really just gonna tell this little noodle what he needs to find? Just like that? Especially after the feral beast attacked me? After a brief argument, Millie agrees to make the bombs and hands them to Silver. There! I made you a practically infinite supply of bombs. So talk all you like at Electrode, but don't underestimate my lord's strength. I very much doubt the likes of you can quell it. So even knowing you're doomed to fail, you still wish to pit yourself against Electrode? I do. Thanks. Silver takes the bombs and growls some at Millie. Before stepping into the Moonview Arena to face the Lord of the Hollow, Electrode fires lightning at Silver, the speed of which can actually hit someone like Silver. He takes great care in dodging as chaos reigns among the battlefield. He's even struck a few times before he can quell the Electrode. Oh, for shame! Sinnoh's great gift to the Lord is gone forever! Silver shoots a glare at Melly and throws him off the side of the mountain. Well, that's what he wants to do. Instead, his glare manages to get Melly to shut his mouth instead. Silver continues on, making it to the Alabaster Icelands, where he meets Sabi. She's not surprised that he can speak. It's like she knew. My clairvoyance told me that I'd lead you on a chase. Think you can reach me? Hello, my name is Sabi. Nice to meet you, Silver. What? I didn't tell you my... I've heard about you. You're super talented, right? I bet you're gonna be fun to play with. Eh? Sabi rushes off. Hey! She leads him on a chase through the Snowpoint Temple, where he beats her Pokemon and Braviary to fight. Grr! I can't believe Braviary lost. But that's that. Thanks for playing with me. Guess I'll head home now. Bye! Hey, wait! What about the... I was kidding. That's not... Okay. Silver receives the plate and proceeds to head to find Avalugg. Why, if it isn't Silver! What a pleasure finding a familiar face, or any face in this far corner of the Alabaster Icelands. I've come to bring Gaelic in order of sword caps, and he was more than willing to have a chat about Avalugg. What do you say? Interested in a bit of gossip? I have to get... Oh, have some mercy! Can't you see I'm dying to tell you what I've learned? Well, I'll tell you anyway. So Avalugg, yes? The 5th of the Sui's nobles. Well, yes, according to what I was told, not only does he barrage you with chunks of ice, fires off massive icicles, he can cause sharp ice crystals to erupt from the ground below you. Doesn't that seem a bit too powerful to take on? What's more, apparently the Avalugg of old could be up to 100 feet tall. Doesn't that seem a little bit too big to take on? Well, back where I came from, I fought a massive monster made of fire named Iblis, and well, it wasn't just me. Oh, it seems you lost a friend while fighting this Iblis. Well, I'm confident you can handle this noble like the rest. Well, I didn't want to see that Avalugg, but perhaps not at the cost of my life. So oppose my freezing digits and I will be off. Silver approaches the Ice Peak Arena and is soon ready to fight the massive ice beast. It's nothing he hasn't done before. If he can handle Iblis, then even the Lord of the Tundra is an easy win for him. And he breathes a sigh of relief upon soothing all the nobles. The relief doesn't last long, however, as Silver returns to Jubilee Village. The space-time rift in the sky expands as the sky turns a dark red. The Galaxy Team Commander Kamado blames Silver as his sudden appearance and emergence from the rift, along with his ability to speak and his power, decides to kick him out of the Galaxy Team and banishes him from Jubilife Village. He seeks help from the clans, but they both refuse to help in order to maintain neutrality with the Galaxy Team. Volo, however, finds Silver.
Strange events seem to follow you wherever you go, don't they? Silver, I've been looking all over for you, you know. Don't worry, I've already heard what happened. A good merchant knows well the importance of staying abreast of all the latest news. It seems you're in quite the pinch. No place for you among the Diamond Clan or the Pearl Clan, to say nothing about how poorly the Galaxy Team has treated you. But not to worry. There are still corners of the Hisui region where we can stash you away in secret. I know a spot that will be perfect hideaway. Leave it all up to me.
Thanks, Volo. Volo leads Silver to the ancient retreat.
Here we are. I know. It's no palace. But you know the saying about beggars and choosers.
This is when Miss Kokita shows up and chastises Volo some before noticing Silver and realizing why he came. She immediately takes a liking to him. Silver then learns that an artifact known as the Red Chain can help bind the world back together and make the rift disappear. To find the necessary materials to create the chain, Silver finds Adamant and they venture out. They go to the 3 lakes and find the Lake Guardians. In Lake Verity, Silver defeats the Mon that Mesprit sent to challenge him. He gains Mesprit's plume. In Lake Valor, Azelf tests Silver to hit it with all the bombs it supplied to him. In the end, he gains Azelf's Fanf. In Lake Equity, Yuxi tests Silver's intelligence. In the end, he gains Yuxi's Claw. After emerging out of Equity Cavern,
that was like trying to enter Kingdom Valley.
He then watches as the Lake Guardians form the Red Chain and he grabs it and returns to Jubilife Village, only to find that Kamado had led the Galaxy Team Security Corps to the Temple of Sinnoh atop Mount Coronet. He quickly rushes and climbs to the summit and defeats Kamado in battle, making him realize that Silver is not the cause. The group then make it to the top, and that's when Dialga appears, and it destroys the Red Chain, forcing Silver to face it directly. Luckily for him, the chain managed to weaken enough so he doesn't need to go super. After using a Pokeball to capture it for the time being, he realizes that it's not over yet. Palkia emerges and Silver attempts to engage, though for the first time in a while, he's struck down immediately and knocked out. Silver! The group grabs Silver and evacuate the area. Back at Jubilife, Professor Laventon crafts the origin ball from the fragments of the Red Chain. That's when Silver awakens. Silver, you're awake! I know this will be a lot to ask, but you're the only one strong enough. We need you to face Palkia again.
But how? It one-shot me immediately.
Silver pauses as a voice enters his head. Face Palkia. You can do it. Do not give up. Silver then gets a determined look in his eye. As they return to face Palkia, Palkia shifts into its origin form.
What the?
He shakes his head and prepares to fight. That's when lightning strikes him. It empowers him with a golden aura. Super Silver. Oh no! Silver's in a frenzy!
No! This is Super Silver!
He looks to Palkia.
How about this? Take this!
Super Silver and Origin Palkia start to clash. Everyone watches in awe as Silver battles the legendary. Palkia actually challenges even Super Silver, but eventually the power bestowed upon Silver allows him to be victorious, and he manages to capture Palkia in the Origin Ball before powering down. After Silver's victory, he returns to Jubilife as they throw a festival, the Diamond and Pearl clan even resolving their conflicts. Later, Volo and Silver meet up.
Silver, there you are. Have a look here, if you will. A good long close look, please. See these patterns modeled after Pokémon? I've come to think that they might be letters rather than hieroglyphics, if you will. I've inspected the ruins across the region. I've concluded that they all seem to tell the same tale. The tale of a brave soul who, together with the Pokémon at his side, went on a journey to search for the fragments of an all-encompassing deity. Yes, an all-encompassing deity, the creator of this very universe, and its name is Arceus. Perhaps you've already heard this name?
I have. He sent me here after I defeated Solaris.
Of course! What else could I have expected from the hedgehog who saved the Hisui region? But now, let's discuss the fragments. They must surely be the plates, yes? The plates! The very plates you collected as you went about quelling all the frenzied nobles. Have you noticed that they all have words carved on their backs? Go on, give them a read. The original one breathed all alone before the universe came. Original one is none other than the legendary Pokémon known as Arceus. So what do you say, Silver? I think we should gather all the plates. Silver and Volo go around to collect more plates, though Silver can't seem to find the final one. However, they finally go to the Celestial Ruins. Have a look at this, Silver. This statue has been kept here, far from the statues of Dialga and Palkia, broken and shattered, and yet it remains. Do you know what it is? I don't think so. Oh? You're the strongest Pokemon this region has seen, the one who could bring low even Dialga and Palkia. But it seems certain things are beyond even your grasp. This crumbling statue was once the figure of a Pokemon, one that was equal to both Dialga and Palkia, yet banished from our world. The great Pokemon Giratina. It was banished for its violence, left to dwell in a world on the reverse side of our own. It is a being that has lain in wait for the chance to bare its fangs in defiance and tear down Arceus itself. Now tell me, if this Giratina desires more than anything else to challenge the almighty Arceus, where do you think it might appear? Where one is closer to the heavens than any other place in Hisui, and where the space-time rift first opened. I can feel it. We are getting closer to uncovering the secrets of this world. I dare say the excitement is loosening my lips more than it should, but you see, ever since I was young, whenever I met something painful or heartbreaking, I couldn't help but wonder why life was so unfair. Why was I cursed to live through such things? Of course, I imagine we all go through something like that. Eventually, I chose to direct all my energy into my own natural curiosity and ambition. And what tickled my curiosity more than anything else were the mysteries to be found in legends, in history, in ruins. You see, I fancied that by unraveling these mysteries, I could find out how the world itself came to be. With that knowledge, maybe even forge a new, better world. Now, if we can find the realm that exists on the reverse side of our world, and meet the Creator's unwanted child banished therein, perhaps then we'll be able to understand the nature of Almighty Sinnoh itself. Don't you want to see it with your own eyes? We must make for the Temple of Sinnoh at Mount Coronet's peak. Dialga and Palkia both appeared from there within the rift that once gaped open there, didn't they? If these plates can call anything at all, it seems like that is where it would appear.
Silver and Volo then travel to the Temple of Sinnoh.
The temple lies in ruins now. Columns cracked and broken, like pillars now turned into spears, stabbing into the heavens. Well, I detect a distinct lack of Giratina. Hey Volo, you're... Is something bothering you? I do beg your pardon. I suppose I must be behaving strangely. I dare say you deserve to know what I'm really after by now. Ever since I became convinced that Arceus really does exist, there has been one question that consumed my thoughts. How can I meet such a being myself? It was an attempt to answer this question that I originally sought out Giratina, and had it tear open that rift in time and space.
Volo then discards his outfit.
What? It was you? After all, Giratina wished to stand against Arceus, but that didn't do the trick. So then I had you gather the fragments of the all-encompassing deity, just as the murals of the ruins detected. 18 plates said to be the fragments of the all-encompassing deity. You hold in your hands 17 of them, so you must be wondering, where was the last one? Why, it's right here!
Volo reveals that he has the last plate. Silver is going visibly agitated.
Now hand over the plates you gathered. I will be the one to bring them together. My desire to meet Arceus cannot be contained any longer. I need to know what it is. I must know what it is. If I can find and meet Arceus myself, then I may also be able to subjugate its power. In using that, I will attempt to create a new, better world. Of course, if I create a brand new world, then the new Hisui region that we currently exist will be completely undone and returned to nothing. You, everyone you know, and all the Pokemon living will vanish and visit, as if you'd never been. Not if I stop you. Oh, please. A team of 6 at once will put even the rowdy Pokemon such as yourself down. I've faced being erased before. This isn't new.
Volo then sends out all 6 of his Pokemon to face Silver: Spiritomb, Roserade, Togekiss, Arcanine, Lucario, and Garchomp, all at once. Silver at first struggles with all the attacks pelting him at once. He soon manages to get all of them down. Volo! Stop this now! Why? How? I've devoted myself to Arceus beyond any other. I have worshipped it as the creator of our entire world. I bent all of my passion and interest into its study. All the time I've spent poring over the legends, everything that I've done. You outsider, it's almost as if you were spat out of space-time rift just to get in my way. No, this isn't finished yet. Can't you feel it? The chill creeping through your veins? The Eldritch presence icing your heart. Giratina! Strike him down! Giratina finally appears and roars at Silver, who glares, ready to fight. I don't suppose I can go super again, can I? That's when Silver is struck once again, and turns super. Then he faces Giratina. Giratina! I face Dialga and Palkia, as well as Solaris in my own world. Prepare to meet your doom! As Silver fights Giratina, it looks like he's going to win again before Giratina transforms into its origin form, regaining its stamina. As Silver shakes his head and continues to fight. After a long, drawn-out battle, Giratina finally falls and returns to its altered form and flees, turning tail and running from this abomination. Pathetic. I was the one to feed you the power you needed so that you could take on Arceus. I was the one who gave you the chance to claw open that space-time rift, driving the deity of space and time mad so that you could drag the creator out from hiding. How? How could this happen? Almighty Arceus, if you have any heart within you, then tell me. The blood of the ancient Sinnoh people flows in my veins, does it not? What is it, then, that you find so lacking in me? Do you mean to tell me that this world doesn't need to be remade? I can't live with such questions. I can't bear not satisfying this ache to know. Answer me then, Silver. Do you have some dream that propels you as I've had? I do. I used to lay awake every night, dreaming to save my future, and I did that. Then I went to save the multiverse from being erased, and I did that too, along with 2 men that are far more human than you, and their names were Sonic and Shadow. Volo grows angrier with Silver at the mention of Sonic and Shadow, who he believes are abominations like Silver is. I am the great wielder of Pokémon, and you're some freak-talking Pokémon. In the end, I was alone. Here, take it. Take the plate that started me on this path. The plate that I once received from Giratina. My journey is over. My story ended when I lost to you. I suppose now that you've gathered all the plates said to exist in this land of Hisui. So that's it. The Azure Flute. It comes to you. So Arceus wishes to meet you. Of all people, you had to be the one. Is that why you were brought to this world? Ugh. I have no desire to watch from the sidelines as Arceus comes to you, and I absolutely cannot accept a world in which you would ever manage to defeat Arceus. Someday, I'll solve every riddle in the legend of Hisui's Pokemon, and on that day, I'll stand before Arceus at last. No, I will conquer it. No matter how many years, how many decades, how many centuries it takes me. No. Silver grabs Volo in a manner similar to how he grabbed Millie. I am going to watch you, and if you try this again, I will be there. Every single time. I will not let another world risk being erased. Silver brings Volo's face directly to his. You lost. Silver throws Volo down. He then finally meets with Arceus again, this time in a physical incarnation. Silver the Hedgehog. You have saved Hisui, a world of which is not your own. I won't stand by and watch when people are in need. I know this, and now the reward I promised. Given your history as a time traveler, I will grant you a way to travel through time and save the world in other times. Celebi and a spiky-eared Pichu appear. This is Celebi. They will appear upon your beckon and take you in time to travel where you wish.
Thank you.
Arceus nods to Silver. Henceforth, Silver, the humans shall remember you as Silver, the legendary Pokémon. Silver, with Pichu riding on his shoulder and Celebi by his side. They fly around Hisui so everyone he met along his journey can see, as some cheer to his victory flight. Then he flies towards the sky and Celebi takes him through time, countless adventures to come. Professor Leventon and Jubilite Village, then finishes writing down on the Pokédex. Well, I suppose that rift caused a collision of worlds. Hopefully that was the only one.